We're here with John Kelly. John Kelly is a personal injury attorney in Phoenix, Arizona. He's agreed to answer some questions related to on-the-job injuries. If you've been hurt at work, you can reach out to John directly to discuss factors that will affect your compensation. In addition, he's agreed to answer some online questions for the people that posted it. We'll get you your answers right now. If you're just watching this video, all you need to do is post your comments in the questions in the comments section below, and he'll get back to you as soon as possible. With that said, John, let's go into our first question. First question was by Jacob. Jacob says, I was hurt on the job. What are the considerations I need to make prior to contacting an attorney? And what is the process I will go through in order to receive compensation?
Okay, so what Jacob needs to understand is that Arizona law requires all employers to carry workers' compensation insurance. So his employer should have that insurance for him available. Arizona is also a no-fault state, which means that you are entitled to receive medical and compensation benefits no matter who causes the accident. So even if it was his fault that he was injured, as long as he was on the job, he should be entitled to the benefits. First, the thing that he needs to know is he needs to immediately notify his employer of the injury. The employer then has some things that they need to do. They need to notify their workers' compensation carrier and the Industrial Commission of Arizona of the injury. The employer would then provide Jacob with certain information, such as the contact information for his workers' compensation carrier. Also, your employer or Jacob's will usually send a designated workers' compensation medical providers to him, which is the people that he needs to go to get treatment, at least the initial visit. So those are some of the things to look at. He should also contact an attorney probably right away, just to make sure that he doesn't have any other avenues for compensation he's not aware of, and to get a good feel of how the process will go. It's a good idea to talk to an attorney in a free consult and get those things taken care of right away. Okay, excellent.
The next question we have was from Mary. Mary asked, does the law protect me from being fired if I file a claim on my employer? So basically she's asking if I file a claim, am I going to get fired?
Okay, well, most states, including Arizona, do not allow your employer to retaliate against you for making a workers' compensation claim. It's generally, an employer can't fire you out of retaliation for a claim of this sort. However, if you were wrongly terminated, you do have civil remedies that are available to you, which would include filing a lawsuit. But remember that Arizona is a right-to-work state, which means you can be fired without an explanation. So the burden is actually going to fall on Mary to prove that her termination was wrongful. The best course of action in this is actually to just seek legal advice initially before any filing of a claim, and a competent attorney will be able to walk her through the process and make sure that she's doing all the steps necessary to ensure she gets that compensation she needs.
Okay, and the last question we had was posted from Tony. Tony asked, if I sue my company, will this be a matter of public record? I'm concerned about having a difficult time finding a job if I move forward with a lawsuit.
Okay, so most civil lawsuits are a matter of public record. Of course, there are exceptions to most rules, and some of the cases that we see can be sealed, and that just depends on the nature of the claim. Some of those could be national security issues. There are some other issues that you can get your case sealed with. I'll tell you, though, that the public has a First Amendment right of access to the information, so it's not easy to get a judge to seal a case. Again, if you talk to your attorney, you may be able to find some ways that you can keep it undercover or convince a judge to seal it. So that's what I would give him for advice in that circumstances.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Again, if you have any additional questions, just post them in the comments section below. Obviously, you can reach out directly to John. John does offer free consultations, so just give his office a call, figure out if you have a case, if so, what your compensation levels are, that sort of thing. With that said, thank you for your time, John.
Thank you.